What's up guys, Jimmy here with another Lots of Games video. I've got here 10 PS4 games to represent the 10 highest rated games on the PS4 system. A lot of you guys already know, last month I did the top 100 highest rated games on the PS4 system. You might be thinking, Jimmy, why are you already doing another list for the PS4? Well, here's the thing. When I did that list last month, it's been about a month, Red Dead Redemption 2 hadn't been out that long, and some of the reviews hadn't come in yet. The dust had not settled on what the score is going to be Metacritic-wise. You know, all the dozens of reviewers coming together, some reviewers still had not put in their reviews. So something, in fact, has changed. That list I did last month for the top 100 games, there's a little bit of a change. So anyway, before I get started of the 10 highest rated games on the PS4 system, I'm going to share with you some honorable mentions, and also let me know in the comment section below what some of your favorite PS4 games are. And also wanted to just put this list out here. Christmas is going to be here in a matter of days. If you're going to be getting a PS4 system, you're going to be getting some money or a gift card, maybe you'll be able to get some ideas. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, start things off with honorable mentions. We have Horizon Zero Dawn with a Metacritic score of 89 out of 100. That's a game that sold very, very well. It'll be interesting to see in the near future if we're going to be getting a Horizon Zero Dawn 2. Next up, we have Monster Hunter World with a 90 out of 100. Of course, this is a game that is really just, I think, blown away a lot of people's expectations. Capcom has been over the moon. I think recently it was announced a major expansion is coming out for Monster Hunter World. Lots of people are still playing that one, and it's actually doing really well also on Steam. Another honorable mention we have to give to Shadow of the Colossus, which of course was originally on the PS2, was also brought on the PS3, and this is a game that, you know, was released on the PS4. It looks beautiful, honestly. It's one of the best looking games on the PS4 in my opinion. Shadow of the Colossus, score of 91 out of 100. And then we have Divinity Original Sin 2, which has a very high score of 92 out of 100. And just goes to show, you have sequels sometimes that don't really do as well as the original, but this one, Original Sin 2, doing very well, 92 out of 100. That is fantastic. And finally, for honorable mentions, we have The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt, which also has a score of a 92 out of 100. The Witcher 3 almost made the top 10 list. Okay, let's go ahead and get started with the 10 highest rated games on the PS4 system. And I do have to mention before we get started, the cool thing about this is I started making these types of videos a few years ago, and actually, out of the 10 highest rated games on the PS4, none of them were PS4 exclusives. I think the only one that cracked the top 10 as far as something you could only play on the PlayStation 4 was something you could also play on the PS3, and that was The Last of Us Remastered. But this, right now, the top 10 PS4 games, highest rated games, not only are you going to have exclusives that you can only play on the PS4, but also you have exclusives you can only play on the PlayStation, which some games that you could also play on the PS3. And at number 10, we have Undertale, and that has a Metacritic score of 92 out of 100. I've actually never played Undertale. I definitely want to eventually play it. If you take a look at some of the gameplay, it's definitely not the most game in terms of cutting edge visuals, but I heard there's some definite innovation to it on how the game plays out. And at number 9, we have Bloodborne, which is in fact a PS4 exclusive, and Bloodborne has a score of 92 out of 100. In number 8, we have a game that was also available on the PS3, and that's Journey. Journey also has a score of 92 out of 100. In number 7, another PS4 exclusive, Uncharted 4: A Thief's End, and Uncharted 4 has a score of 93 out of 100. In at number 6, we have Metal Gear Solid 5: Phantom Pain, which also has a Metacritic score of 93 out of 100. Of course, Metal Gear Solid 5 is a game that was available on lots of different platforms and scoring very highly on the PS4. In at number 5, we have Persona 5. And for the most part, people who wanted Persona 5 got it, of course, on the PS4. which on the PS4 it has a score of 93 out of 100. But Persona 5 is also, of course, a game that was available on the PS3. Looks great on the PS3, of course, but the lion's share, by far, as a lot of you guys already know, for Persona 5, people got it on the PS4 system. In at number 4, we have God of War. And of course, recently, this is the title that won the Game of the Year for the Game Awards that was recently broadcast. And yeah, pretty fantastic. Game hasn't been out that long. Metacritic score of 94 out of 100, and pretty awesome. In at number 3, we have The Last of Us Remastered. And of course, The Last of Us is a game that originally was on the PS3. And The Last of Us Remastered has a score of 95 out of 100. One of the big, of course, couple things. Last of Us Remastered, you get the DLC bundled in with the game, but also Last of Us Remastered, the cool thing about having it on the PS4 is you can play it gameplay wise. You have the option, you can play it at 60 frames per second. Now, as far as The Last of Us 2 goes, it'll be really interesting to see if occasionally this type of thing happens. It'll be really interesting to see if The Last of Us 2 comes out on the PS4 and the PS5. I mean, I think that's pretty much a given thing, as in a lot of these game consoles bring games over and then like, oh, this is a remastered version, or this is the definitive version. But I could definitely see that type of thing. In number 2 is Red Dead Redemption 2. Red Dead Redemption 2 has a score of 97 out of 100. Now, last month when I did this list, as far as Metacritic scores go, some of the reviews had not been yet in for Red Dead Redemption. Not many. Most of them had already been in. And Red Dead Redemption 2 actually last month was in fact the highest rated game for the PS4. But now with some of the reviews that come in, some of those lower scores have kind of like dipped it down just a bit. But 97 out of 100, that's nothing to be ashamed of. I mean, very few games have achieved that type of score where like dozens of reviewers come in, throw in the reviews. 97 out of 100 is on a really epic scale. A lot of you guys might already maybe guess or know what the number 1 highest rated game on the PS4 is, and that's Grand Theft Auto 5. Grand Theft Auto 5 also has a score of 97 out of 100, just barely beating out Red Dead Redemption 2. And of course, here we are. We have the number 2 spot and the number 1 spot taken by a game published by Rockstar. You want to talk about a company that is printing money. Oh my goodness. They are killing it. They're doing amazing. So there you go, guys. The 10 highest rated games on the PS4 system. If you guys like this video, definitely make sure to hit that thumbs up button so I can know to make more. And as always, guys, thank you so much for watching. I'll talk to you later.